My name's Chris Spetzler, and I'm the executive director of the Decision Education Foundation. And we've had the opportunity over the years to work with a number of very talented students, often through a course that we taught at Stanford over the summer. And this is an opportunity to speak with one of the students that was in an early class. And this is Jalen Ersoy. Did I pronounce that correctly, Jalen?
Yes.
And you're willing to tell us a little bit about what you're doing and how decision making has been important to you since that course.
For sure. Hi, I'm Jayden Ersoy. Currently logging in from Turkey, Istanbul, because of the coronavirus situation, but normally I'm a senior in UC Berkeley studying psychology and minoring in human rights and theater. I met Chris almost 6 years ago, which is crazy to me. I was in 10th grade in high school, and I came to Stanford for a summer course in decision making, which I thought was really necessary to my life because I've always had difficulties with making decisions. And Chris and I recently were talking about one of our first conversations that we had in Stanford. And I went up to Chris. I remember this very clearly. We were passing by the cafeteria, and I went up to Chris and I was like, Chris, like, I'm in desperate need of your help with decision making because I have so much anxiety when it comes to making decisions, even when it comes to like simple things like ordering my food at the restaurant. And then Chris just gave me this anecdote of how important is that food going to be in the large spectrum of things in your life. And I was like, not really that big. It's probably pretty minuscule. And then Chris was like, you should keep that in mind when you're getting this anxiety from ordering your food at the restaurant. This is just going to be a simple decision that's not necessarily going to change the larger trajectory of your life. And that really stayed with me because that really took away, as I went on to make really big decisions, I noticed the gravity that comes with big decisions and the lack of anxiety that should come with smaller decisions like that. Everyone makes decisions every day, and we're at a particularly significant time to make daily good decisions because a lot of us are stuck at home right now with the coronavirus situation. Everything is changing. No one can see the near future, let alone the like actual future. That's like what's going to happen in the next day, what's going to happen in the next week, month, year. No one knows. So everyone is adapting their lifestyles, their major life decisions accordingly. And I think it's very important for us to learn from Chris and DEF together.
So I really appreciated what you were saying about right now, COVID's introducing a lot of uncertainty. And can you say a little bit more about that? I know that you were going to graduate from Berkeley. I assume that that's still going to happen, but you were going to be here in California, and now you're in Turkey.
COVID really did shake up my life, but I'm really lucky to be back home with my parents right now. But I did have to pack up all my stuff in the course of a single day. I packed up my 4-year college experience, said bye to all my friends, and hopped on a plane to Turkey just to be with my parents in this uncertain time. And I hopped on that plane not knowing when I would be back in Berkeley or America. And that really stalled my future plans because my plans were I was pursuing this part-time internship in NBC Bay Area News because I want to pursue journalism as a career. And I was hoping to start up a conversation about a full-time position later, maybe have them ask for them to refer me to another company or another position within NBC. So with this uncertainty and the economic situation in America, I don't know if that's going to be an option in the next couple of months. I'm also an international student, so my visa situation is pretty unclear. Once graduation does happen, what's going to happen to me as like in terms of my visa status? Am I going to be allowed to work still? So those are all big questions, but I'm learning to live with this uncertainty, and I'm trying to make decisions that will impact at least the short future or like the close future, like the next couple of weeks. Like I'm trying to still develop my personal skills, trying to watch documentaries, still joining my online classes, maybe reading up on like journalism and like what else I can do from home, how to create content here, which is also why I joined this project so that I can keep creating stuff.
You are in a situation right now where you can't leave the house, but that doesn't mean that you can't make progress in your life. Can you talk a little bit more about how you are approaching that? Because it sounds to me like you've given it some thought.
Exactly. Well, I went through the process of like that everyone went through, honestly. I think the first 2 weeks is you giving up and just being a couch potato, watching movies, eating a lot, just enjoying the company of parents, all that, doing nothing, sleeping up until maybe 12 in the morning. But after that, you get into the phase of what am I actually doing with my life? And then that's when I think you start hitting books, you start hitting documentaries, you start thinking like, where was I at before this happened? And what can I do to still keep like working towards my goals? And that I started like thinking of reaching out to my professors, and I did that. I started up this project with one of my journalism professors and try to see how I could adapt my current project that I was working on and adapt it to the coronavirus situation so that so that it would be applicable to the recent trends. Also trying to make the most out of being at home because I don't get to do that. Ever since I went to college to America, the most time I probably had home was like 4 weeks with my parents. So I'm trying to make the most out of that too. Trying to cook. I even tried making bracelets at one point, but I don't think I'm that talented with that.